97.5. Yo, It's Yours Radio Live 97.5. Everything Urban Breakfast Club in the morning. Ryan Banks at night. Donni-Oh, J-Mo, DJ Cheese. So, right before we went to break, we were talking about Scarface, who's gonna delve into politics. And so he says he want to make a run for president one day. I look at it like this: if Trump can be president, anybody can be president.
You got that right, because he's a certified idiot.
Man,
straight up.
I mean, I ain't never said. I just saw this myself. I mean, he says so much, he does so much that it's gotten to the point where we're almost expecting it and kind of numb to it, which is sad because by us doing that, we're not holding him accountable.
Right.
You know, and then you got his supporters who he can do whatever and they're still going to support him.
Fact.
Even if it's against their own interests. But this is something he said 2000, at the beginning of last year, 2018, which I wasn't even aware of. J-Mo, you and Cheese, y'all might have been aware of, but he said when they whoever he was talking to, they mentioned that he was talking about government assistance, welfare,
right?
And they said to him, well, you know, black people aren't the only ones on welfare.
Exactly.
And he said, well, who is on welfare? What other people are on welfare?
What do you think white people on welfare?
No, he didn't. That's how ignorant he is. He didn't even think. He thought everybody on welfare was black.
Wow.
This is the president of the United States. So, and it's the same president who, when the Central Park 5 got exonerated. And did you see when they just asked him a couple of weeks ago about that?
I did.
And he said, well, they told him that, you know, they were exonerated and everything. He knew that. You put out this 4-page ad during the trial that you wanted them dead. You wanted them to receive the death penalty.
That's right.
Right. Once you found out they were exonerated, fully exonerated, the actual killer came forward. DNA, everything came forward. They were cleared, but you never apologized for it.
He's not going to.
He said he's not going to. And what he said was, well, that's what they say. What they said on the other side is different. So to this day, even with all the evidence, this dude still doesn't believe that they're not guilty of it. And what's the lady, the prosecutor? She says the same thing.
Right.
She's like, these people on the other side of this who were, I mean, basically putting a public lynching to these 5 kids.
Facts.
Man, even with the evidence, they're still saying that they guilty. Come on, man, like
they was on Entertainment Tonight. Trump said something the day before.
Mm-hmm.
They asked him 2 days later. He said he didn't say it.
Oh yeah.
They brought it back and showed that he said it.
Right.
He just kept it
still
moving.
did not. Yeah.
He had that coke in him. He had that coke in him, man.
Yeah, because he do be sniffing a lot.
Yeah, he had that coke in him.
If you ever watch
him always sniffing it.
Yeah,
this and that. Yeah. He got to run. He got to run.
That's what that is. Yeah.
He be snorting that coke or something.
That's what it is.
Wrong with him, man. Every time. That's what you're saying. I'm telling you. That coke, bro. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
He don't know what he's saying from day to day.
Yeah. Well, this is a cat who, first of all, like she said, he's never going to apologize for nothing he does wrong. And he feels like even if you
show not apologize to his wife about all these allegations.
Matter of fact, speaking of that, somebody else just came out. Another lady just came out. He had like I think 16 or 17 women that's come out saying that, you know, he touched them inappropriately or some type of.
He already told him what he liked to do. Didn't he, Donnie?
Yeah, he said he won't grab him. He said
he won't grab him.
Yeah,
you know what?
He already told him. Yeah.
Facts.
So I mean, hey,
I think his wife just riding the wave.
Oh, she riding the wave.
I would ride it too.
Yeah, huh?
I would ride it too.
Yeah,
that's all she does. Yeah, that's all she does.
Get that money.
That's it.
Yeah. I believe once he's out of office, she gonna bounce.
Facts.
She's just trying to save face right now.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
A whole lot of going on.
Oh, it's a whole lot. Yeah, it's a whole lot.
He ain't get no brains. You think he get no brains from that?
What's homegirl? What's homegirl? She just quit.
Hey, but the chick,
homegirl just quit.
Who?
His spokesman,
Sandra Huckabee. Oh, I knew she was at some. At the
she's
point
a
you get
fraud,
tired of
too.
lying.
Yeah.
At some point you get tired of
She's
lying.
a professional liar.
She got so much stress in her family.
Like, because she know the dude's not. She's like, okay, what can I say now to twist this for him? You know what I'm saying? He like a mob boss because he just got everybody lying for him, everybody covering up for him. You know, and his money only gonna go but so long because people pay people off at some point, but they can get tired of it.
Well,
you know what I mean?
We also know the deficit is the highest it's ever been since he's in office.
Yeah.
$2 trillion deficit.
You're not talking about that, huh?
No, you don't hear nothing
you
about that.
Talking about that.
No.
Yeah.
Highest it's ever been.
Yeah, but they was on Obama about, him overspending.
Right,
yeah.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. He was going out of his pocket on some money, right?
Yeah.
And the Democrats, man, I'm still, see, this is why I'm an independent. They just still not doing a job to me.
I was just talking to a cat the other day about that. It's like, as incompetent as Trump is, I still don't see a Democrat that could defeat him. They got, and they're gonna have they have the debates coming up on the Wednesday, one day this week, and it's like 24 Democrat candidates. So they're gonna actually have to narrow it down. So they're gonna go against each other and narrow it down. But I guess through that you'll see, if one of the candidates, I guess rise to the top and give Trump a challenge.
Well, guess what they're gonna do? See, they so stupid. You can predict them too. They're gonna put all the money behind you know who. You're not gonna put it behind
Biden.
Joe Biden.
Oh man, that dude's a clown. He's a clown too.
They're gonna put all the money behind him. He's a racist too.
Oh yeah.
I had that conversation the other day.
Yeah.
You look up some of the stuff he said about African Americans. Back in the day when he was on his political rise, he even made reference to black people saying they behind, and he's like, well, so what does white people need to do? Slow down and let them catch up. So don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
All these guys are racist, regardless whether they Democrat, Republican, or whatever. So don't all this old selling the story of, oh, well, they Democrat, they like black people. Don't get it twisted. They don't either. Facts.
But at the end of the day, though, no matter who is in office, especially when it comes to the Democrats and the Republican side too, but 9 times they're not gonna listen to what you're saying. But the Democrat side, what it is, if you look at all the groups, even with Obama, they said, well, he did this for gays and he did this for, the Latinos, but he didn't do anything for blacks. You gotta understand the way the system works. Okay, you vote. All right, cool. But black folks think that's it. Now we can sit back and let them do. No, you gotta put your money where your mouth is.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? These groups, they came together. They had one idea, whatever it is that you want. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be gay marriage or whatever, you got to come together on one accord on whatever, and you can have a couple different things, but you have to be in agreement on what it is you want as a group. Come forward with that, but you got to have some money too.
You better.
You got to pay to play.
Facts.
That's politics, and these groups get what they want because they have that money to back it.
Absolutely. They have lobbyists in D.C.
Exactly. Money talks, man.
For that cause.
And that's what it is. Exactly what it is.
That's it.
I like lobbying. I call it bribing.
Right.
But then whatever you want to call it, that's what it is. So black folks don't put our dollars together. We don't come together. We don't unite on whatever the issue may be.
Somebody think they're going to make $3 more than the next person.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that don't matter.
I mean, even like with the reparations, it's like, okay, what is people bash Bernie Sanders because he's not supporting reparations, but I agree with him. He's like, what is reparations? Reparations could be a million different things. So
right.
as a people got to come and say, this is what we want when we talk about reparations.
Facts.
And whether it be a $2,000, $2,500 check for every black person, or if it's we don't get taxed for X amount of years, or we get to go to community college for free, for whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying? But we have to agree on it.
Right.
And we have to bring forth, we got to have a group, and again, us black folks now, we into this thing out. We don't need no leaders. We don't need you got to have a point person to go to the man.
Yeah, it just can't be Jesse Jackson or
Al Sharpton.
You got it.
Same old cats.
People.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We need new blood with new thinking for this new time and this new era we're in.
Right.
So J-Mo, you think we too far along to even galvanize that? Because the election is next year.
I think if we don't change some things, we're gonna have issues because these white nationalist racists, they behind Trump 100%.
And that's the thing.
And they feeling like he's doing an amazing job right now.
Yeah, he's speaking to them.
Right, exactly. So I think if we don't change the strategy, we're gonna have a problem because probably most people can't even name 3 of the new candidates. They probably can name Cory Booker and that other chick, but they can't name 3 of the candidates that's on the platform.
Bernie Sanders, and Biden. That's probably it. And Kamala Harris.
That's it. Right.
That's probably it.
And she's a joke. She shouldn't even be in a race for real. But you know, we got to do better with these political parties, because the political situation right now, we can already see the way it's going. Once Joe Biden came on the scene, you haven't heard much about any of the rest of the candidates at this point. You know, Elizabeth Warren, she kind of got a little style for me. You know what I mean? She ain't afraid to speak up.
Yeah,
you know,
I kind of dig her, man. You know, but you're right about the Joe Biden thing, because if it is Biden that rises out of the Democrat, that's an easy W for Trump.
Right,
he can run right over him.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
And even in the House right now, you got a problem with in the Senate with Nancy Pelosi, with the newer Democratic representation, because they younger, they new, they progressive, so they don't care about what Nancy Pelosi is saying. You know, she's with the good old boy network as well. They saying it how they want to, and carrying it how they want to carry it. Yeah, and they have they're not hooked up with all the, and they don't have the same views, the conservative views, as the Democratic Party either. So they had no problem with that too. Right. You know, they want them just to kind of fall in line and, okay, this is the way Democrats do things. Well, they didn't get elected on that. So they doing something totally different now, which I like the direction it's going in. It's just they got to come together as a party.
Yeah. Yep. It's too much division. It's kind of like how the Republican side was. They were just scrambling around when Obama won, especially after the first election. That's why Mitt Romney had such a hard time winning. But then they got they created the Tea Party, and that kind of reignited the Republican Party, the GOP side, and then they got behind, and they weren't too keen on Trump initially. Nah. You know, but then once he became, they saw, okay, he's getting these numbers, he's getting these people that we didn't think he was going to get, you know, and then once they saw, okay, he's going to be the front runner, they rode him. They rode with him, whether they agreed with him or not. They rode with him. We said, we're going to, regardless of who our candidate is, we're going to ride with our Republican candidate because we don't want another Democrat in. And that's the thing with the Democratic side, is that there's too much internal fighting. And then once you get whoever the candidate is, who's like, he's not, or she's not who we want, so I'm not going to vote, or I'm not going to do this or that. But if you don't vote, that's a vote for Trump. Or, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So even though it may not be the person we want as a candidate on the Democratic side, you got to ride with them, or either that or it's going to be Trump again. So, you know what I'm saying? This is a prime example of, they always say, you know, pick the lesser of the two evils. To say, oh, well, we need a third party. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because there's not enough money to play in the game. Facts. You got to have billions to play that type of game. You better. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I know Louis Farrakhan was talking about, you know, having our own party, a black national party. I know we got the Black Caucus, but he was talking about a whole political party for black. That's not going to, first of all, we don't have enough people. Yeah, and in my opinion, the Congressional Black Caucus, that's just a bunch of Uncle Toms. There's another that's all that group. Yeah, it's time to get rid of that situation too. Yeah, they too tied in. They owe too many favors to you know, the Republican Party, to, you know, just some lobbyists, some corporate situations. That's just a bunch of old Uncle Toms. I don't see anything that the Congressional Black Caucus really accomplishes in this day and time. It's a different day and time now. You know, that's it. You know, that's where I'm at with it. You know, so we just gotta, you know, at some point I think it's all gonna change anyway, because you got a different generation out here that's coming along now. So I think it's gonna change for sure. Yeah, because the young folks are definitely letting their voices be heard, and are really they more progressive. You know, not the like you said, the conservative liberals kind of, this is the way we've been doing it, whatever. They're thinking outside the box, and they're doing things a little differently. And again, like you said, the old guard, they're having trouble with that, accepting that. But it is what it is, man. We got to roll with it, because what we've done in the past hasn't worked. So you got to do something new. Exactly. Yeah. Just real quick before we get back into the music, the game says for reparations, he wants 40 acres and a Lambo. 40 acres in a Lambo. If Jay, okay, let's say, okay, the decision for reparations comes down to J-Mo's decision. Whatever J-Mo says we get for reparations, this is what we get. What would it be, J-Mo? I want some white people. I'm gonna make them out of slaves. That's what I want for my reparations. I want some white people. I'm gonna make them out of slaves,
so they can see how I felt back in the day. That's what I want reparations to be. Facts, homie.
Y'all tripping.
Yeah.
Hey, Chief,
send me 50 of them at least.
It said 750.
50. At least 50 of them. I want 50 white
start
people.
his own plantation.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. The J-Mo plantation. And it's going to be all white people picking cotton and doing everything we had to do. Straight, and I'm going to be standing right up there, Donni-Oh, with the whip. Straight up.
You going to pull an Abraham Lincoln?
Facts, homie. Facts. Look, I'm going to be right there with the what? Keep working. That's how you did our people. That's what I want. I want about 50 white people for my reparations.
Yeah. So look, Chief, this is what I said. The game says he wants 40 acres and a Lambo for his reparation.
Just give me some white people. So I'm good.
And J-Mo says he wants white people. What do you want for if the decision came down? Cheese in the mail. This is what you get for reparations. What would you want?
What's my decision?
Whatever you want. Whatever you want for reparations.
What you want?
What they did to us.
What you want?
If it's money, whatever. What do you want?
I don't know. I had to think on it. I had to think on it. I had to think on it.
You want two Beckys? You want two Beckys? You want two of them Beckys?
Hey, Reverend Paul, what would you want for reparations?
What you want for reparations, Paul? Reparations. What you want? Yeah, I said I want 50 white people. I'm gonna turn them into slaves. That's what I said.
You get on the mic. Get on the mic, Reggae.
I'm not prejudiced, but
it's not about being prejudiced. It's about what they did to our people. We got to be there. They have to give us back something for all of they've done to our people and continue to do to us through the system. You know what I'm saying?
First of all, if I should say anything, and I'm going to say it because I don't really like how individual people being treated.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Right off the gate. But you know, like I said, you guys know that the kind of thing with color thing, it's not going to go away.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But you know, I can say, well, you know, I'm gonna prefer that one over the other one, but we need justice right now, man. You know what I mean? We need justice. So I'm not gonna slam my foot on anybody specifically. I mean, I know that there's a lot of partiality been going for color people because I've been watching the media and news.
Did you say color people?
Color people. I mean, I'm talking about.
Uncle Ruckus people.
We got Uncle Ruckus in the building.
Color people.
J-Mo.
I use the term different. I'm just saying. I'm just using the term. Remember, I'm from Jamaica, right? So when I use my term, I use them my way.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So when I say color people, I don't mean like
that's offensive
like
to some
black or white or white or black.
I think if
you know,
like someone is racist,
right?
Like I like to take 10 of them and just for real and just hang out with me for a month.
Well, listen,
just hang out with me for a month.
Well, this is me, Donnie. I'm telling you the truth. I do not like people that racist.
Not to do nothing ignorant.
I do not like people that racist. Never gonna like people that racist. You know what I mean? For instance, then we play certain places. Like yesterday we played certain places, and we got a white guy come up to me and he will say like, man, don't pay those kind of people no mind because they're not digging, what's going on. It's two people come to me and say the same thing. He's basically telling me that, definitely those people don't dig black people music. You know what I mean? And I look at it as a race, but I just pass on it. You know what I mean? Because that's never gonna go away.
Yeah, you can't.
But you got some black people that's racist against black people.
Of course. I mean, I'm saying, but I choose to not step that way. Whether they want to like me or hate me.
I would love to have anybody, whatever color, racist, and then hang out with me for a month.
Black people can't be racist,
and then we understand what's going on.
Black people can't be racist.
You don't think so?
No, we can't.
I don't know.
No, you gotta understand. You gotta understand.
Listen.
Go ahead.
Guess what, Cheese? What you gonna do when they hang out? What they gonna do? What they gonna do?
I'm gonna take them through my whole world.
That's what you gonna do.
Yeah.
But see, now guess what? See, now some people ain't gonna like what I'm getting ready to say.
Say it.
See, some of me and these so-called racists, we got some things in common because it's some things they don't like about me. It's a lot of things I don't like about them. I have no problem with I don't want my daughter coming home with a black man. Well, guess what? I don't want my black daughter coming home with a white man. So we can agree on all that. I'm good with that. I don't want my black son to be coming home with a white girl. We can agree on that. So I'm good with that.
Actually,
so you can call that racist or whatever.
It's not that's not racist though. That's preference.
Facts.
That's the difference between racism and preference and discrimination. What you're talking about when we're saying we can discriminate or be prejudiced, that's prejudging someone. That's different than racism. Racism is an institution. It's like what goes on with the economy, what goes on with housing, what goes on with the banking system, what goes on with education. First of all, black people are not in power to oppress white folks, so therefore we can't be racist.
And the presidential.
Yeah, well, even being a president, that's just one man. Even Obama, that showed that he didn't have but so much power. You know what I'm saying?
None for the most part.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to have a group of elite people who can oppress another group. Black folks are not empowered to oppress anybody. You know what I'm saying? So we can't be racist per se. People think racism is like, when we call someone, they call us the N-word, or we call them, another, terms that we use against white people, whatever. Right. Yeah, that's not racism. That's just being, prejudiced or discriminating, or just being ignorant. But when you put an IST, like a scientist or an artist, you're a professional. You're expert at something. We can't be an expert in something that we didn't create and that we're victims of. You know what I'm saying? So
on a daily basis.
On a daily basis. Fact. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of dialogue. Again, it's a lot of dialogue that we need to sit, but it ain't gonna happen because it's too far gone. We can't unite on who's better. LeBron James
for 2 years.
We still arguing about LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
I'm gonna bring one of my fellow men. This is my boss anyway. So I want to have him have a take on something. How do you think? Come on, Lamar. What do you take on
what I think really with the whole reparation thing, I think it's more than just getting some money back.
Exactly.
Because you can get money back.
We'll give it right back to him. Give it right back to the system. Right.
Give it right back. So I think it's about self-knowledge, education. Because if we look back, a lot of us don't even know where we're coming from. Right? And like Marcus Garvey said, a tree without roots is pretty much not a tree at all, right? If you don't know your past, you don't know your future.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think basically it's all about just education. That's about it. Because once you have that self-knowledge, then you're good to go. You know what I mean? It all starts from there. Because then you can build from that foundation. And then once you get the money on top of that, and then you good to go.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more I can say. I
feel you on that though, brother. I feel
definitely. It starts with self-knowledge, knowing your past, and just having good plans for the future. And then I know we touched on. Black people not having the power to discriminate on people or hold people back as much as another race can. But if you think about it, and if you look at how Black people don't really come together as
that's our biggest issue.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's been plenty of times when you have Black people that get into power and it gets to their head, right? So instead of
I see that all the time.
How can I better the race, right? How can I make things better for somebody else that's coming up? We're thinking, it's a power grab.
For self, yeah.
Yeah, it's a power grab. So now I'm just holding it for myself.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's not there for the rest of the race. So once that person that was in power is gone, it goes
messes
right
up for and messes up for everybody.
So,
like, look what they did.
There's no lineage. There's no lineage there.
Right.
So and we can be talking about this for the entire day, but if we should really start at something, it's going to start at education, self-knowledge, and then we go from there.
It's yours radio. Yeah.
Sunday, fun day. Turn your radios up. Donni-Oh, J-Mo. Are you ready to what? 97.5, it's yours radio live. From 4 to 7, you can chill before it's back to your job. You decide on your Sunday moves so you can cool out and groove out to Sunday school. If you coming from the sand, stuck in OC traffic, Ill Kid, the mixtape boss with OG classics. Anything from BDP to DOC. And of course, taking the sports break with POV. You get the news, it's real, don't ever get it confused. If the word is in the street, we'll definitely bring it to you. Get in tune, Mr. Whitlock, Sheriff Dave Clark. They both blind, that's the reason why they stay lost. We for the people, that's the reason why we stay truest. Look at the coons, always trying to dance their way through it. If you got bars and send them in, just make sure it's clean and ill or give it a spin. If it's hot, then it's here. If not, it's gotta go. Hip hop and neo soul, J-Mo and Donni-Oh, let's go.